Good afternoon, everyone. This is Julie with the Local Search Association, and I would like to welcome you to the LSA webinar series. Today's webinar is titled Connect Now, Connect and Capture Your Target Audience, and will be brought to you by our guest presenter, Adam J. Stass from Website Alive. Feel free to type any questions you may have in the question box on the screen. At the conclusion of the presentation, Adam will be happy to answer your questions. And with that, we're ready to begin. It's over to you, Adam.
Hi, thank you, Julie, and I do want to thank everyone for their time, first of all, and thank LSA for putting this together. Basically, as Julie expressed, we are going to talk about what's best practices on connecting consumers to businesses in real time. What I've put together here is a lot of facts that pretty much everyone already knows, I would hope, and if not, it's okay. We'll get the information out to you. Start off with some local search facts. We know that, obviously from ComScore, that more than 54% of Americans now search online for business information versus traditional phone books. That's a no-brainer. All of us in the industry kind of know that. So the other part that's pretty interesting is the percentage of survey participants that have used the internet to find local businesses. And that's about 86%, and 72% prefer to find information on local merchants via search, and i.e., any type of local publishers that are out there. Now, 74% of those people that use internet obviously already search locally for stores, product, and services. I'm guilty of that too. I go in, I just want to find something, click, we get that. Another part that's pretty interesting is the amount of smartphone users that search for local information on their phones. Had no idea about this one. We did some studies and found out that it's a staggering amount. And we know that out of the 94% that use a smartphone to do that, 90% of them search for that result in action in real time. 85% of respondents believe it's more important to be seen on a major search site, including Google, Yahoo, TripAdvisor, Yelp, or Yellow Pages. So that's kind of interesting that brand is everything to some people. And my opinion is I deem that a little less on who has the better experience when they're on their search portal. No matter how big you are, if your customer has a bad experience, they will not come back. We kind of know that. 25% of online business listings are inaccurate. We know that, and it's getting very hard for consumers to get into contact and find them. So this is something I want to point out and talk a little bit about today as well. We know that reputation software, reputation management, there's publishers that have fancy software that can actually make sure that we have the right search in this portal. And for some reason, it is getting harder and harder, even for my own personal experience, that I'm looking for a plumber, I'm looking for a contractor. I go in there, I call them, the number's not there, it's not listed, he's no longer at this number. So we'll get into why and how our tools are very, very beneficial, as long as we have a name of that company, that how we can help, because this is very frustrating that this is a solution, I think, is it's industry-wide that we need to fix. And again, I know a lot of it is being the business owner itself. It takes literally, 20 minutes to go out and get verified in all the search areas and go ahead and update that as well. So this one here is another one from ComScore that we belong to. It's basically talking about incomplete search presence won't complete the sale. More information in more places is a lot better. And that just means people think that they can get into a directory, pay that directory money, and they're going to get a lot of business. We're learning that that's not true. Basically, we have to teach and educate the business owners out there to go ahead and put yourself in multiple areas, no matter how small or how big, and don't just count on one. And of course, I'm sure there's some multiple publishers or distributors on this call right now. We have to play together to help the benefit of the business owner. And that means if we share data, if we do things to connect as one, would really help increase the consumers connecting to these business owners for sure. And this is a great one. I mean, this is what I talk when I talk live is how many times have us, everyone on the phone here, search for a company only to find no easy way to contact them. And I say that in a different way. Again, traditional search, I don't have an app. I'm just looking for somebody real quick that I've never searched before. And it's just very hard because it just gets frustrating. There's not one simple portal. Again, people are comfortable if they had a great experience with one search versus another. And if it's YP, if it's Yelp, if it's this one, if it's local.com, if it's Patch, I mean, I could just name off 30 or 40 of them. It's just amazing how they're just stagnant. And one of our goals, as we talk today, is figuring out a way that we can place a widget within any search anywhere so the consumer can connect to that business owner in real time. And this is very important, and obviously this happens to all of us. Fast food for search is what I call it. You have a consumer, they're searching, they can't get in touch with them, they're just going to move on to the next listing until they get connected. And this is very frustrating because this is even for the top publishers that are out there or the top business owners that are spending money to drive traffic to these portals to get connected. Call them, they got a voicemail. Fill out their 5-line form, maybe get it back the next day. It's just, these are things that we're trying to educate America on, both sides, the consumer and the business owner, getting tools in place. There's no reason why you need to go to voicemail during business hours. With today's technology, business owners should have their phones forwarded to their mobile devices while they're on the road. If not, and we'll get into this later as well, there's very inexpensive tools that cost you per minute that you can flip a switch and have someone answer on the other line 24/7. And obviously this goes back to the other slide. Just guarantee there's probably a minimum of, I don't know, it's double digits, let's just call it that. So that could be anywhere from 10 to 20% of businesses that lose money for not being in touch. And we've done our own A/B testing on that, and it's quite remarkable. And our goal is to get that underneath double digits. Now, as we, again, gone through the first part of that deck, knowing that that's just basic knowledge that we've all been around, I'd like to get into a little bit of what Connect Now is, what a live chat is, what Website Alive is, and the tools that we offer. Basically, it's a widget that allows any business in any directory, anywhere, as long as there's internet, to be connected with their consumer. And we have a couple different ways that works. We talk about live chat. Everyone understands it. They've had it. We've all had good and bad experiences about chat. The other is click to call. And now on here we've talked about basically doing a lead form that can get forwarded in real time to their smartphone or iPhone or Android. And what that means is basically, as you can see on the deck here, underneath there it says Connect Now. What we vision to try to revolutionize the industry, big word, revolutionize, I hate using that, sorry. What we're trying to do to accomplish, to connect the consumers and business owners, is put a little connection widget there. You click it, it opens up. You can call the business, you can have the business call you, you can chat with them, or you can just leave them a real-time message. And a live lead form, what we call, is something that they put in. My name's Adam, I'm looking for a plumber, my water heater's leaking, can you get with me right away? As soon as I hit submit, it goes to that person's phone, either through an SMS, through an email, or things like that. And as you can see here, there's the tab option. And again, each one of those basically can chat directly with the visitors themselves. The calls can go to any number. We can leave a message. And again, I may not even have talked about this. We have what we call a live concierge, which will be on the deck coming up. And that's important to know because I think the biggest problem we have in this industry is we can give them chat, we can give them click to call, we can give them every single tool to make them successful. And everybody on this call knows that at the end of the day, if they don't pick up the phone, if they don't answer the chat, if they don't connect back with them, then they're going to lose that customer. So we've stepped in and we've played a little part on putting putting in a widget called a Live Concierge, which we'll get to in a few minutes here. So obviously, as you can see on the deck here, it's very self-explanatory. And again, this click-to-call, let's not confuse that. There's a lot of misrepresentation of what click-to-call is. I'm on my mobile phone. I see the number. I click it. It calls. That's click-to-call. And that is, I guess, true in the English language. But true click-to-call is where I'm leaving my home. I have to go to work in the morning, and I type in my phone number and leave them a message that says, hi, can someone call me back in 20 minutes at this number? And then the two numbers meet, and that way I don't have any worries. I can go on and move right on. So that's traditional. How does it work? Obviously, the Chat With Us button. They're greeted by a customized chat window. They fill out the name, which kind of gives you a mini form. Again, let's talk about why businesses should use some sort of live communication. Increase customer satisfaction, lower the website abandonment, fully customizable, nothing to download, works on all types of browsers, operating systems on mobile as well, including Safari and Internet Explorer, safe, private, and secure. The web to mobile basically allows you to transfer or go ahead and speak to your consumer in real time from your iPhone. Had an incident with a contractor was over my house. I used to make fun of him. He had an old flip phone, beat up Sprint flip phone. He came over and had a new iPhone. So I was very proud that he was moving into that technology. And we know for a fact that the industry is moving forward with this type of technology, again, allowing that plumber or contractor to connect with his consumer in real time without worrying about some of the staff at the office. Click to call, we talked about that. Again, very customizable, very easy, very lightweight. Put in your phone number, he'll call you. Done. Again, the neat feature, obviously, is how it integrates with our chat platform. It's so easy to install, fully customizable, very lightweight, and again, just a very powerful tool. To give you an example, Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines, if anyone can go to that website after the webinar. RCCL is a short acronym for them. Look on the left side and go ahead and experience how powerful it is for them. They do over, I'd probably say, 250,000 minutes a month on click-to-call. So again, here is a nice format for a business owner that doesn't even have a website. The leave message form, very powerful. They're unavailable for a chat, maybe closed for the day, things like that. You never miss a lead because now we give you that option to put in a 3-4 liner in real time within that widget in the directory. Very, very simple. Obviously, we know why. You never want to miss a lead. You can obviously capture them when you're offline, for sure. So this statement here is pretty powerful. We are, again, working with various publishers, if you will, distributors of directory, local and global, and using the tool because it's so flexible, it's so lightweight, again, very inexpensive for the business owner to have. And what we like and what we're finding in the industry is to know that there's no worries about that business owner having that, what I call the $5 website, which is horrendous, and just work with basically the search portals out there that can give you a profile so you can put some of your business jobs that you've done, have a form up here, have click to call, have all this information under one umbrella. Therefore, it eliminates the small guy trying to compete with the big guy that has the website and things like that. And again, we noticed that in the directory world, there's a lot of call forwarding going on, call tracking, this number, that number. This all integrates with that. Doesn't interfere with anybody's directory listings. With your call forwarding, we use that same number if it was a click-to-call as well. So very powerful tool. Again, now we get to come to the fun part, which I think this is going to be the biggest program that we have launched in our company's history as well, knowing that we found out the hard way. There are some people on here that we've worked with that I think can say that we learned the hard way that the business owner, you can give them every single tool, like I said earlier. They just either don't know how to do it, won't log in, then complain it doesn't work. Sorry, I tried it, I don't like it, chat doesn't work. We found out that they've logged in 3 hours out of 200 and of course it's not going to work. So we kind of eliminated all that. We basically built a product called a Live Concierge, same process of what we talked about earlier, allowing to have every single widget on there to connect with your consumer in real time, except we can do it for you. We'll capture the lead, we'll connect with them every single time. If you want to do it during the day, we can do it at night. We know after hours we're getting a lot of hits from the hours of about 6 to about 10 or 11 at night. A lot of people are not online, and they should be, so we know that. And again, it allows everybody to stay connected, have a real person, and have a real voice, and engage with that consumer and capture. And the way this process works for us is that we really only work on performance. So the business owner will not pay anything until there's a connection and we perform, i.e. either just a straight connection with the consumer or the 5-line lead form that they want. And it's nice because, again, the call center program that we have, all U.S.-based, of course, now we can answer the phone. Joe's Plumbing, how can we help you? Hi, do you guys have a trip charge? Do you do this? We have all that data, all that information from the plumber, transfer that in real time. Plumber pays for that lead. Everyone's happy, and we're finding out that this is working very well. Going back to a little bit of history of Website Alive, we were really known to get started in this industry of chat and click-to-call, which was sports and entertainment. We are exclusive providers of live chat software to the Major League Baseball teams. We'd also provide it to every professional sports, NBA, NFL, NHL, Major League Soccer, every single NASCAR track that you ever see is out there. We have D1 schools. So I'm just kind of shooting off some credibility that stands behind what we have. We went that route first to build our brand in the business. And then from there, we knew that we wanted to be in what I call mass retail. And that would be this industry that we're in local search. So it's been a lot of fun ride. I've met a lot of great people coming to this point. I know LSA has been a great partner of ours of spreading the word and helping us out with this. And I know for a fact that that this can be very, very useful. Again, and I only say this from my personal experience. I get very frustrated when I'm on there and I can't get to anybody, or the number's been wrong, or this and that. So it's been a big help in our industry. And again, now that ahead of myself, but kind of how we got here, I'll take a breath and let you guys to read this. Part of our accolades again have been that we are very fully brandable. One of the biggest things I hate, in that word, the dislike has a better word in the industry, is when I'm using a tool and it's big, bold, powered by their brand. There's no reason for that. The consumer that's meeting with the business should have that same fluidity of, I'm speaking to ABC.com, whatever it is at that time, or X brand of service, instead of this big powered by us and powered by. So that's very nice that we did that for the industry, to make sure that we hit all that from the consumer just gets to see with the brand. And we found out on some testing that the consumers are more likely to speak and chat longer and safer in their heads because they're not thinking it's a third party utilizing it as well. So this is very important. So we have partnerships with security and privacy. So aside from being that we're really known, a lot of people like when they see this trustee on our chat. So we have a relationship with Trustee Corporation Organization, and it allows the business owner to put that cert inside their chat window. And when they're speaking, they know that it's a private chat and it's not, their emails not be sent out and taken off. Again, we talked earlier about some brands. These are just a few. We're over 11,000 websites globally now. We pride ourselves from every vertical. So I love this business. And when we focus on a specific vertical, we attack it pretty hard and do it right. We don't go fast. We've been working with local search for almost 18 months now, and we're just about ready to go. And again, as you can see, from Fortune 1000 to sports to Lowe's Hotels to different programs like that. can't speak enough of the ROI. It's very, very inexpensive. If the business owner wants to use it themselves, it could be as low as $19 a month, and, which is less than $1 a day for a business. One lead, one sale turns that ROI upside down. And even as far as when we talked about Concierge, if it's $3 a connection or maybe $10 to $15 per qualified lead, they get 4 or 5 of those a month. The ROI is just insane to be able to man that product for them, and they don't have to worry about it. And I'm sure when we get to the questions, the Q&A session, but I'll say that in advance, another unique is our flexibility of our product. So the business owner is in 5 directories, and he says, I want to use this on my website as well. Yes. So the directories, obviously, that have helped put this into play, we pay you guys homage now to allow them to put it on their site for 0 cost. So now they can have it on their website, they can have it on all the directories, and that's why this works and builds and strengthening relationships with that. So the final note, there is no doubt, and it doesn't matter if it's my company or another connection company. Obviously, I'd like mine to be there since I was here. Of course, we all know that. But the bottom line is you got to have, if anyone has internet and anyone is putting their brand out there, they need to have some sort of online communication tool. We know for a fact what it does in other verticals in industry from, I know, sports teams, believe it or not. And this is documented. I'll share it with you. If somebody wants to email me, I'll tell you exactly which organization. But let's just say some of the professional sports teams, and I wish I would make a percentage of it, but they're doing $200,000 to $300,000 in increase in ticket sales from chat alone. So that's very important to know. We see double-digit increase on lead and connections, and all I could stress is how us as an organization can help connect more businesses and consumers via the web and mobile platforms. And we feel that we have done everything that we could at this point. Now it's time to distribute what we have built. Very inexpensive, very powerful, very robust, as long as there's an internet connection. And I'll close it with, I had a meeting with, doesn't matter who, it was a big company. So listen, phone is key, phone is power. You're never going to beat phone. And I said, that's great. And I was flying from LA to Philadelphia. And if you guys have ever done that long haul, it's about 5.5-hour flight. We had internet, but we had no phone. So the last time I flew, I was on there, and I was emailing that same person that was in that meeting going, I have a gentleman next to me wants to spend $15,000 to $20,000 at your resort, but he can't get through because he's up here. So even when you're taking a train, you're in a passenger in a car, you're at work, and you don't want your boss to hear that I've got to go buy tickets or anything like that. It's just so powerful to be connected without saying a word. And again, with the way that we know the numbers are, the amount of mobile technology that is in people's hands right now, having connection through real time, through chat or text, SMS, things like that is just a very powerful tool. And it is a very successful part of what everyone should have in their directories for sure. So with that, I want to thank again everybody for listening to my jargon, and me go on and on and on. I appreciate your time, and I look forward to any questions that you may have.
Adam, we had a couple questions that came in. One question was, how does Website Alive work with call tracking number metrics? Does it impact a publisher's pay-per-call revenue?
That's a great question. So how it works is through an API on the publisher side. So you guys have your call tracking metrics. You guys know that. I know there's been some issues in the industry of, well, I don't know why I'm getting all these clicks on my phone number, but I'm not paying and things like that. So what we do is in the pay-per-call revenue, that is a standard, in my opinion, which is the tracking. Somebody clicks on that number, no matter where it is or things like that, done. And you get paid. With us, that is your separate number. You guys can get your ROI and your metrics on that. With ours, we turn around and say, okay, we had 100 click-to-calls. My chat, same thing there. So what I would suggest we can do for publishers that want to tie those two together is basically the report is generated and then we just give it to you, and it's more like a wholesale program that you offer this as an added value and you just tie in your own metrics to that. And we just give you ours as well, which is the how many clicked the call, how many people typed in their phone number, how many people left messages. We have all of that raw data for you. Another question? Let's talk price with a smiley face. And I guess let's talk price. What are we looking at in cost? All right, so it's a great question. So basically that would depend if we are going to absorb the process of the business owner and manage the funds of what they want to purchase. Or, like I said earlier in the other question, what we would do is just go ahead and basically wholesale. So you guys just have thousands of free widgets, and then at the end of the month, we would determine how many gets paid and how many does not. So again, if it's just straight chat, so that would be, say it was a cost of a flat fee of $10 per month, and that's a $20 value to your business owner for the listing. If you guys want to give that away as an added value or an upsell for people that are spending money to advertise with your organization, so be it. So I would like probably to just wholesale program like that. Therefore, the pricing is flexible, or it comes back because any of the directories that want to do a rev share model, we ask to do the same thing. We just basically give you buckets of widgets, and you go out there and you can charge whatever you want. You can give it away to some, charge others, but my cost will be a flat fee on that. Now, on the concierge side, those are specific numbers that are up front, and the business owner knows exactly what they're paying per lead, per connection. And again, if there's a rev share, we either wholesale it or they come directly to us. So somebody put in a question about, about Google, so I love this question. Yes, it's biased, and that number could be relevant by any percentage. So I would say that Google is the god of search, and I get it. The difficulty of, by its nature of being the beast, is obviously why we have local search. Is, in my opinion, when I go to Google and search a roofing guy for my territory, I get 5,000 roofers. I know there's not 5,000 roofing. So it's a great question. I don't really know how to answer it other than that's what I got when we did the study. And yes, I mean, that's a good up and down question. So.
Great. Thanks, Adam. I'm not seeing any other questions on my end. If you do have any other questions, feel free to contact us. I'll put you in touch with today's presenter. And please keep an eye out for future email blasts that promote future webinars as well. And thanks, Adam, for conducting the presentation. A lot of great material here. Great working with you.
Thank you, Julie. And again, thank you for, we had a pretty decent turnout for everyone taking time. And again, please feel free to get in contact with Julie. I'll be glad to answer, send over. We have a little more in-depth deck slide to send over. It's pretty powerful. Or at any time, someone can just come over and experience chat on our website. Obviously, it's websitealive.com. And thank you very much.
Thank you. And thanks again, everyone. Have a great day.